we know Eden Hazard not to be someone who loves to train or do the cardios at Chelsea. And now at your later stage of your career, you now want to be like Superman. It's not possible.
Evra literally called Arsenal children.
He was able to make sure he starved his body, was able to train his body so that it can go far. And I think that's one thing this new generation of players don't take seriously.
If you put us for where too easy, we know they're serious. I never see that kind of student for my life. Where you go give exam way cheap, where you go fail.
By God's grace, Arsenal has turned the tide around. They started recruiting men. Still.
So the players are the biggest beneficiaries of Nigeria qualifying for the
Yes.
If now the kind Super Eagles of Genetro of 2018, after 4 games, World Cup ticket don't close. That we were still in the World Cup race after that 4th game. Now because all the other teams were there, our group, and my mind they be.
If you want us to play dirty, you want us to play dark witches and wizard football, if you want
football.
anything you want, we are giving it to you.
All right.
Odumeje for Odumeje.
Odumeje for Odumeje. Unzobu football. Welcome to the Home Talk Podcast, brought to you by Bet Niger, your home of Bet Boom. If it is engaging conversation about football, if it is all of the banter, if it is to troll Arsenal, you know it is here. But not be only Arsenal, Man U, Chelsea, Madrid, Remo Stars, everybody, everything football, you'll have an interesting conversation. And I am not alone. I am joined by men of timber and a woman that knows her football. Let me introduce her properly. Ladies and gentlemen, this woman sabi ball where. If she dey talk, she's a delight to watch. You will definitely enjoy how she articulates her thoughts and expresses herself, breaking it down and making it look very, very simple. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only White Angel, Real Madrid fan, Toyo, baby!
Thank you.
Yes. I remember our conversation the night when those people doing a strong team
let's
for Benabao.
it
It's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this man mesmerizes on the microphone. I call him Ronaldinho when it comes to the discuss football because he's sabi the team well. For punditry, na legend. For commentary, pidgin, na he be number 1 for the whole world. Ladies and gentlemen, one and the only man who played grassroots football but never made it international. Sawadinho!
Oh, because of you,
Yes.
when I get to the UK, I will find one match play and increase my CV.
All right.
Play international football.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest is someone who doesn't go out often. We suppose kick out or break cola nut. Check outside, you go see say moon day, but the color of the moon na blue because he know they waka anyhow. He's a veteran journalist. When it comes to sports journalism, now person when be say a generation they look up to. He be the person when break the thing down for us to understand. Say no be to just they run your mouth. Blah, 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 blah. You fit think, you fit talk, and people go understand. I refer to him as the image maker. Yes, image maker of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. At the lowest of the Super Eagles in recent time, now he be the person when we say they there. As some people want the right go left, he say no. Let us change the narrative. In the right and go right. Ladies and gentlemen, a man that has won so many hearts, a recipient of so many awards, respected world over, the one and the only Toyo Ibitoye! Legend, sir.
Now me they introduce like
I
that.
say we can introduce you when
Welcome,
to
Papa.
avoid.
Thank you.
To avoid.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you. You guys are doing an amazing job.
Thank you. You're
It's a
so
privilege for me to be here.
Thank you.
Actually.
You're welcome.
Thank
Before we
you.
proceed, I'd like to say something. There was a time when a lot of Nigerians were not happy with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. In fact, they labeled, I know go talk am, they labeled the Super Eagles a very derogatory term. But a lot of the things that you did was to correct that narrative. And today, the Super Eagles of Nigeria is a team that we all love and respect. Sometimes the result might not go our way and we are angry. But we remember that effort and sacrifice what you make us look, say, what it be your own? You're not supposed to tear them down. Thank you so much, sir. You're welcome. God bless you.
Thank you.
Now, let us go for a quick break. When we return straight into the conversation, it's going to be the weekly roundup. Everything when don't happen for the world of football, in 15 minutes, we'll go summarize them and give them to Nasi the Hot. Remember, Home Talk Podcast brought to you by Bet Niger, your home of Bet Boom.
Bet Builder, Bet Freeze, Wanna Bet Boom. Just another reason why Bet Niger is truly number 1.
Welcome back to the Home Talk Podcast, brought to you by Bet Niger, your home of Bet Boom. Superstars in the building with me and the absolute legend of sports journalism and everything we concern say make we dey package and brand our country Nigeria. Great ambassador Toyo Ibitoye. Let's go straight into the weekly roundup. And a very good place to start is it would appear like something unprecedented will happen in the history of football. 2 English teams are in pole to win the quadruple this season. 2 of them to win the quadruple this season. Manchester City and Arsenal. Okay, so let me use Arsenal first. Arsenal,
Next time, let's put
because
Arsenal first.
they are not used to it.
Arsenal on top.
They are not, but they are not used to putting them first. They
them
never
respect.
come
Show
first.
them respect.
Arsenal and Manchester City. And I would like to ask you, Egbon, you don't see so many things for football. Which team do you think would finish by winning the quadruple this season?
Quadruple. My crystal ball no dey very clear for that one. But for EPL, I dey see reddish.
It's looking red.
It's looking red. Although something blue, they run come from one side, but now red I dey see.
Interesting.
Are you sure Shawa's jersey is
Interesting. So let's
For EPL.
let's even break it down. Now, that quadruple ambition will be tested on the 22nd of March because that's when we are going to have the Carabao Cup final, and it's going to be Arsenal against Manchester City. Egbon Toyin, when it comes to 90 minutes of football or 90 minutes plus 30 minutes and where it all matters, looking at both managers, looking at both teams, which team do you think would emerge triumphant in that
You know,
game?
their game, honestly speaking, too close to call. Waiting I dey suspect. One go win some, the other go win some. Anybody will win that Carabao Cup go dey disadvantage for the next final where they go meet. As an example, if City beat Arsenal for Carabao Cup and they meet for FA Cup, Arsenal go beat them. So there's no clear dominance between the two teams. Now beat me, I beat you. Now it be their game because now final now one off. For Champions League. Anyway, that one's still far. So maybe we no go there. But you know, their games are very close to call. The two teams they understand themselves and they love to play the same way. So now a team will get composure. Well, if not the City of before they lose all those their players, you know, they have a lot of new players now. If for they easy, say they go know how to navigate their way. But this City is, you know, coming with a lot of new players, trying to understand the philosophy of the club, of the manager. Arsenal, on the other hand, have strengthened what used to be their very weak underbelly of the past by buying a lot of good players. They have a lot of options now on the bench, off the bench. So they are a much better team than before. And that's why they get small swagger, so they fit stand Man City. So their games are...
All right, interesting. So Sawa and Toyo, baby, I want to put you on the spot. Let's look at the trophies and tell me which team. Just one word response. Sawa, Carabao Cup final, Arsenal or Man City?
Arsenal.
Toyo, baby, Arsenal or Man City, Carabao Cup final?
Arsenal.
The Champions League still looks somehow because
still far off.
na Madrid first, na Man City go even first
It's
deal.
still far off. So
But-
let's not go there.
Okay, but Champions League, can the Arsenal win the Champions League?
Yes, Arsenal will win it.
Toyo, baby, can Arsenal win the Champions League?
No.
FA Cup, can Arsenal win the FA Cup?
Arsenal will win it.
Yeah.
Arsenal can win the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Sawadinho, can Arsenal win the EPL?
That one is done already.
It's done and dusted.
Yes, it's done already.
Toyo, baby, can anything still happen?
They can win the EPL.
Interesting.
And anything can still happen because it's football, but they can win. They are in the front, front runner.
Arsenal has 8 games left. 5 of those are home games. All they need to do is to win those 5 games at home. City will drop points, definitely.
And Arsenal will not drop points.
City will drop points. All they need to do, you know, Arsenal has a song. We won the league at Anfield. We won it at White Hart Lane twice. You know, won the league at Old Trafford. No other team can say the same, right? This time around, we'll do it at the Etihad. You know, the good thing is in April, you understand, between now and that time, I think the gap would have, you know, been opened up between Arsenal and Manchester City. I'm just saying, right?
So you people will sing that song again after like 20 plus years.
Professor
And you
It's
know
okay.
that the funny thing is, I've always been saying this, whether on radio, TV, everywhere, that look, despite the fact that Arsenal may drop points, this and that, and their teams to pounce, the chasing pack itself, it's not convincing. They're not convincing.
Yeah.
You look at Manchester City at the Etihad against a Nottingham Forest who is fighting relegation, and you can't pick all 3 points. You're playing 2 all draws, So somehow Arsenal would face challenges, they will stumble their way, but eventually I think they will win this EPL title.
And that's the reason why I love the fact that there's a breathing space between Arsenal and Manchester City. I didn't like the 2-point lead because the 2-point lead means if you falter in one game and they win, they go on top of you automatically. But when you have, even if it's as small as a 4-point lead, you can afford to. I'm not saying you should, but you can afford to lose a game, and even if your opposition win, they don't still get ahead of you. Then maybe by the next time you would have corrected your mistakes, and then you still have that slender lead. So I think it's all going good.
Interesting. We have had this conversation on this platform in the past, and I would like to bring you in. You spoke about Arsenal strengthening their underbelly. Now, some people have looked at Arsenal and they have said in the past, there's this softness about Arsenal. But this time, it would appear like the football that they are playing right now is what suits the Premier League, and it is perfect for them to win the title. But there is the conversation about them playing boring football. Some people have even said, how can you win the EPL playing like this? Corner kick FC, cross and not FC, set piece FC. If football is no longer interesting, do you subscribe to that opinion, or you think a win is a win?
There's nothing like boring football.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing like boring football. Football has many parts. And I mean, your expertise in those areas is what makes it delightful to watch.
Yeah.
We've seen teams that have been, experts in defending. And that was when that coinage came that it takes a defense to win the league.
Yeah.
And then we've seen teams that are attacking teams, and then you realize that, look, even if you have a good defense and you're not winning games, you're just gathering 1-1. Yeah, now 1 point you could get.
Yeah.
So if you play how many games in a season?
38 games. That's 38 points. That's relegation form.
If they play 1 point, say you'll be unbeaten, but you no win.
Yeah.
And 19 points you go in, now you go relegate.
Yeah.
So it has to be a balance. You need a good attack. You need
good
good defense to complement, and that is what is making Arsenal where they are today. So you need a combination of the ugly. Now everything together, now it be the whole package.
Yeah.
The ugly side, they say they score free kicks, they score corner kicks. They also concede from corner kicks and free kicks. So it balances out.
Yeah.
So it is when money will there. Sometimes when you score one like this,
Don't pack boss.
we dey talk now. So when they now reach 65th minute,
Mikel
you see
Obi.
number 12
Mikel Obi.
coming from the bench. Say
It's done.
Finish.
they don't lock gates. Let's say don't close. So it's a balance. You add your attacking side and your defending side, and then produce a whole package, which I think is what Arsenal have been able to do this season. So it's not boring. Football can be exciting to watch when it needs to be exciting to watch.
Interesting.
When they need to grind out the results, they can also grind out the result.
Very true.
The reason why I think they will win it is that sometimes you need to be pragmatic. Even Pep Guardiola, in the height of his powers, that season where he win Champions League, he reached one match. If they commode striker, they put
Defender,
midfielder.
Yeah.
So make them know,
Concede.
Breaching
make them
defense.
know reach this side. Let's be playing everything in this area.
Yeah.
So that's what you need to win a title, win a championship. So it's not Arsenal's game is not boring. I think that the coach understands that this is what I need to do to win the game. So let's enjoy what they're offering us.
All right. Toyo baby, 4-point lead. Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Sorry, before you go to Toyo, can I say something
Please,
about that
please,
Arsenal
no
situation? It is very, very hypocritical and very silly, and just a total reflection of the core hate that is deeply rooted in the hearts of all of these propagandists. You understand?
Propagandists.
Yes, no.
Because, look at Evra, for example. Evra literally called Arsenal children. When Manchester United played against Arsenal, I think it was in 2009, he said it was men against boys. Evra literally said that. Teams were bullying Arsenal, Stoke City. As a matter of fact, no Premier League team in the history of the Premier League has suffered 2 broken legs. A single team suffered 2 broken legs. Arsenal suffered 2 broken legs. Ramsey and Eduardo Silva. because of the way these other teams were bullying Arsenal, going hard on the tackles, going hard on everything with them. And Arsenal was, the moment Arsenal lost the invincible set, Arsenal started recruiting children. What is this thing they call in chicken? Broiler. Should be broiler.
So Ebra was not wrong now.
See, wait now. Okay. As I said, I'm here for analysis. Okay. Please allow me.
Okay.
The reason why Arsenal started recruiting children was because in Arsene Wenger's defense, those were the people he could afford, right? Children with, what I'm saying is, soft playing flair, because he loved flair, soft playing players, no longer men like Martin Keown, men like Patrick Vieira, men like Sol Campbell, men. These were men that Arsenal had at the time. We started having players like Felipe Senderos, Nasri, Shamak, Yaya Sanogo. Soft players, even Cesc Fabregas, soft players. Abu Dhabi was even good, but he was injury prone. He was injury prone. You understand? Soft players. You understand? Because of the stadium project, he refers to that era as a suffering era. You understand? So Arsenal were recruiting soft players, and then they were bullying Arsenal. Injuries here, this one there, blah, 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 blah. And now, by God's grace, Arsenal has turned the tide around. They started recruiting still. Men
with
Gabriel Magalhaes that would hit your head.
Somebody say power.
Saliba, still.
My strength is too much.
Rice. Even Saka, as small as he is very sturdy. You can't get him off the ball like that. Men, not those, broilers again. And now they are coming to you power for power, man for man, steel for steel, grit for grit. And you are saying, this is boring. Are you not a hypocrite? Peter Schmeichel is complaining about Arsenal scoring from set piece. The Peter Schmeichel that is responsible for the rule change in football, the 1992 Euros, they were literally passing the ball back pass to Peter Schmeichel and he will catch it with his hand. Then they hadn't changed the rule. It was because of that they changed the rule that a back pass to a goalkeeper can no longer be held. Because that was what he was playing for the better part of the game. The moment they took the lead against Germany. It's the same person that left his goal line and came out in the 90th minute as Man U Bayern Munich before Teddy Sheringham scored the equalizing goal, and then the next attack they scored, and then from another corner kick, 2 corner kick goals. That a game that Bayern Munich completely dominated. Go and ask Samuel Kufo. I think that was his name. I think it's Kufo that played for Bayern in that game. The guy was crying like a baby because that was theirs for the taking. Effenberg and the rest of them. It's the same Peter Schmeichel that will come. Or should I talk about Paul Scholes, that was a beneficiary of Man U's darkest years when it comes to playing. Go and watch Arsenal Man U clips of the past. Van Nistelrooy literally launched his thought like this on Ashley Cole.
So all of this is to say that Arsenal is not playing boring football.
Right now, just like what he said.
Yes.
We are doing what is necessary
to win the Premier League. Yes.
If you want us to play dirty, you want us to play dark witches and wizard football, if you want football, anything you want, we are giving it to you.
All right.
Odumeje for Odumeje.
Odumeje for Odumeje. Unzobu football.
Somebody should say power.
Yes. Now let's move to the La Liga. 4-point lead, Barcelona, Real Madrid. Toyo baby. Is it over? Is it over for Real Madrid?
No, it's not over until it is over.
It's not over until it is over.
Yes. You know why? Even though it's tempting to think that it's over, yes, you look at Real Madrid's injury problems. There's no Jude Bellingham. There's no Kylian Mbappe. Carreras is out. A few other midfielders. Defensive issues too as well. You're having to use Rudiger, who is on one leg, and Alaba, who would play halftime and then get injured after that game. And then you have Asensio. Players are not yet fully fledged to, handle the defense for Real Madrid. So it's a dicey situation. While Barcelona are topping the table with 4 points, and it looks like, yes, they're running away with it, it's also possible that anything can happen. But I'm not saying that it's not looking slim and bleak for Real Madrid. It is really looking... The best opportunity they had was when they were 2 points ahead, as at that time. And then losing at home to Getafe. It's really, really appalling.
Chased that game for how many minutes?
I'm telling
and
you.
Could not get an equalizer.
And you have Abeloa, who is
taking the team lower.
He's interim. You can't blame him. He's interim. Of course, at the end of the season, they will have to now reshuffle and look for who to bring in. But the reason why I'm also saying that anything can still happen, Barcelona still have a few more challenging games. They don't even need big teams to beat them. It can be one small, stubborn team. Real Madrid didn't expect that Getafe, match to be like that. They felt, Santiago Bernabeu, we should be at least 2-1, 3-1. We should be able to do away with this. And, first goal in the first half, and they kept on to that, to the end of 90 minutes. So it's dicey. If Real Madrid are able to have their injured players back before the end of the season, if the points gap is still 4, if it's not beyond 4, then they should be able to still catch up.
Make I ask Toyo. That Real Madrid injury situation, and the nutrition angle to it.
Yeah.
What can you say about it? They said the team medics,
I agree,
are undermining the nutrition expert that they brought, that's why.
Yeah, I agree. In fact, I didn't want to go there because that was not the question I was asked. Because if you look at Real Madrid since 2023, the statistics have come out that 17 ACL injuries across all genders. That's for the men
male and female.
And the female.
That's alarming.
Then even academy players.
And they are all supposed to be on the same nutritional diet?
Yes, they are all supposed to be on the physios and all that. Real Madrid had to bring back Pintos under Xabi Alonso, or at least the second 2 months before Xabi Alonso was sacked. And we need, in fact, there was one particular lady, a nutritionist that came out to talk about, she saw this coming, and that when she was giving her advice, she was sharing her opinion, nobody took it, nobody took her serious. And now all these things is happening or playing out. I think Real Madrid need to go back to the drawing board in terms of nutrition for the players, lifestyle. All these things have to change because trust me, it's part of it. How you eat, when you sleep, what you put in your mind, everything. It's all encompassing. We saw how Eden Hazard capitulated when he came to Real Madrid.
True.
It didn't work out at all. The whole excuse of, it was injured. Something leads to injuries. What you're eating, how you're training. We know Eden Hazard not to be someone who loves to train or do the cardios at Chelsea. And now at your later stage of your career, you now want to be like Superman. It's not possible. It's the same thing when you compare Cristiano Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney. Nemanja Vidic said the same thing. He said, when it comes to talent for talent, they are both very, very good. I can say maybe Rooney is as talented as Ronaldo. But what separated Cristiano Ronaldo was his body. He was able to make sure he starved his body, was able to train his body so that it can go far. And I think that's one thing this new generation of players don't take seriously. They just want to sign the big deals, play, social media, make the money, eat whatever they like, and forgetting that what you put in your body helps with what comes out. So
very true.
We need to work
very
on
true.
that.
We
too.
wish Madrid all the best.
Yeah.
How this guy teacher said that they do, if you talk about anything, you need to so that the good bad luck no go follow. Interesting. Now we are getting to the point where we would now begin to realize something important that we missed. Let's talk about the World Cup and do like a post-mortem. Now,
what can never start now?
Qualification.
When them play the final playoffs, at that time you go come begin they do us like say, hey, so now this thing now we go miss and that one they come for front.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about let's do like a post-mortem. And it's interesting that we have someone like you who has featured in the inner circle of football administration and also with the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of Nigerians looked at the game against DRC. And to a considerable degree, we were confident given the quality that we had. Unfortunately, we lost out on penalties. We've been cling to one small hope, say FIFA, but it's looking like it will not happen. Now, as somebody who played a very important role in maybe forging, the brand and public perception about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, I would like for you to just speak about the reality on ground and how painful it is that at least for 12 years, the Super Eagles of Nigeria would not feature in the World Cup. We missed out the previous edition. We are missing out now. Everything will concern World Cup now until 2030. So if we add all the years together, it gets some of us where we say
2018.
2022 missing, 2026 missing. Then maybe we can prepare for 2030, but plus or minus 12 years. Now let's talk about that reality and how it feels and how painful it is.
Very painful. Very painful. As we talk now, I begin calculate. Say, now true.
12 years.
I was with the team in 2018.
Yeah.
We didn't go 2022.
Yeah.
We come still there for this 2026.
Yeah.
Then 2030. That's 12 years.
Can you address that comma that is still there?
No, you will address it.
Okay, we'll address it
Let's
later.
talk about
Okay.
the painful reality.
Okay.
It's very painful because as particularly this one, 2026.
Yeah.
Now, nine
Yes.
and a
9 plus 1.
half
Yeah.
African countries go.
Yeah.
They represent us. 9.5.
Yes.
That half now one.
One.
If they win playoff.
Yes.
How 10
African
countries go this World Cup, 48 nation World
Yeah.
Cup.
Yeah.
Nigeria is not there.
Nigeria no day. You know, and I dey always tell people, you see Nigeria, we have a peculiar problem. If you put us for where too easy,
Yeah.
we know they serious. I never see that kind of student for my life. Where you go give exam way cheap, where you go fail.
Yeah.
You go come give am the one way hard, in go come
Way
pass.
fail.
In flying colors. What it shows is that there's complacency somewhere.
Yeah.
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 There's underrating of your opponent somewhere.
Yeah.
And the thing where it is unacceptable. The one of 2022, that one we even talk say na away goes, na in kill us.
Yeah.
Now we still do ourselves.
Yeah.
It is very painful, sha.
Yeah.
No, we just talking like that. From 2022, you know, we sacked our coach just before the playoff. You know, arguments they say whether he no fit get result, whether he fit get result. But if you look at that man's pedigree, not because I work with him, oh, the man knows how to recover from the lowest level and bounce back.
Mhm.
That's Genetro. There are a lot of instances when he loses a game. Watch out for
The next
the reaction of the team in the next game. When we lost to South Africa at home, you did the match for you.
Yeah.
When we lost 2-0 to South Africa.
Yeah.
Our next game was a World Cup qualifier against Cameroon. That game in Uyo that we lost to South Africa,
Yeah.
the coach was so confident in his young boys, in his young team, that he excluded all the big boys. He said, I don't need you for this match. I need you for the World Cup game.
qualifier.
So you guys take a rest. It's end of season.
Yeah.
You guys take a rest. So there was no Igalo, no Balogun, no Mikel, no... Those guys, no day.
Yeah.
So he just brought a lot of young guys. We went to Corsica, spent 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We played friendly game against Togo. 25 minutes, 3-0. So for a mind, you know, I don't need the big boys for this one.
Yeah.
Now South Africa can't beat us 2-0.
Yeah.
And that game, if we had scored the few early goals in the first 15 minutes,
Yeah.
the story would have been different. But the
Different.
boys didn't have the mental strength
Yeah.
when the goals didn't come early to stay organized. And so we lost the game. But when we wanted to play Cameroon, who had become African champions
Yeah.
and had gone to the Confederations Cup,
Yeah.
he brought back Balogun, brought back Mikel, brought back Igalo, brought back all the big boys to that game. The hammering, we will hammer Cameroon
Yeah.
4-0.
4-0.
And it could have even reached 5 or 6 that day.
Yeah.
So when the results were not going his way before that 2022 World Cup, I knew that he had enough in him to turn it around during the World Cup playoffs. Unfortunately, we sacked him and we missed that on the World Cup. It was a big mistake on our part. And then for this one, husband material.
Yes,
for
sir.
this one, from day one, Naomi Bila say something they do us.
Chai.
From day one, first game, Lesotho. Maybe say if we train Korodu City well,
They'll beat Lesotho.
they go beat Lesotho.
Yeah.
1-1. Now we even equalize.
Hey.
Now there the wahala, but our usual style. This is one game out of
6.
Yeah.
Out of,
Out of
9. I'll be 10. Out of
Don't worry,
10.
don't worry. I beg. Now mistake. Everybody cool down.
Zimbabwe.
1-1.
1-1.
Now we still equalize for that one. Now see mistake.
Yeah.
Third game.
We lost.
No,
Okay.
1-1.
We are 1-1 here.
Now we still equalize.
We equalize South
No be that-
Africa.
No be that time they suppose they carry our head go where they watch people head. Say people like say something they worry these people.
Yeah.
Fourth game we can't lose.
Lost. Yeah.
At that time our eye can't clear, so boy. In fact, that we were still in the World Cup race after that fourth game. Now because all the other teams were there our group. Now my mind they be.
Yeah.
If now the kind Super Eagles of Genetro of 2018, after 4 games, World Cup ticket don't close. Because one team go don't get like
12
12
points.
points. On a day 4.
They 3.
You na day 3.
3 points. Yeah.
World Cup don't close. But we see they push on. God can't give us
Opportunity.
no be back door. They no close the door.
Window.
Now we show leg. Window. Enter playoff. Because if the team will carry 6 for the group of Morocco.
Yes.
If they don't come out.
Yeah,
That
Eritrea.
one don't close since.
Yes.
And we enter. Still that one again. We do bri. We still dey say one window open small. Whether we go climb that window
Yeah.
through this illegitimate that be ineligible players from over there. Now that window now we hang now. No know whether they go allow us enter fully.
Let that okay.
That
So
window.
the agreement is that it was a very painful experience.
Very painful.
Let's talk about the window now.
Yeah.
And
That window will open small.
yes, and I don't know if we are going to look at the politics of football administration or how you go about it. Now, the NFF filed
Appeal.
an
A
appeal,
protest, yes.
a protest,
Protest, yeah.
and it was looking good from all that was said and looking at the law book. But right now, it appears like, I don't know if FIFA has just moved on or FIFA don't.
They no answer.
They did not even think about it. They have dismissed the petition, or maybe the petition was not even submitted, or it's not even looking like
Wait
something.
till today's date.
Today is
We are
today's night.
we are months away from the World Cup.
Now less than 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The playoffs.
Yeah.
Make I talk through.
It be like say this one, speak out for English,
me-
so that the whole world go
You
hear.
understand it.
You know, it is really worrying. It's really worrying. But if we look at the antecedent of FIFA
Yeah.
with the South African protests,
Yeah.
the decision came eventually.
Yeah.
Even when it was like 2 games to go.
To go.
So, I mean, looking at that antecedent from FIFA, we may not close that door firmly that it's all over. We may still leave it open that they will look at that. Because I know there was an appeal. FIFA acknowledged that there was an appeal. And the process of football, resolving crises, resolving all those kind of issues in football is a very systematic one. They will look at it. The disciplinary committee will come with a decision. And then there is an opportunity of an appeal.
Yeah.
And if you are not satisfied with the appeal, that's a normal football procedure,
You
then
go
you
to
go to
CAS.
CAS.
Yeah.
So there should be a time
Frame.
frame for all of this to happen.
Yeah.
So let's wait and see. If,
But is it looking like that? If from what you have told us, the decision to appeal, but we are looking at
What we
it's
know.
already here.
what we know, also material, Sawadinho
Yeah.
and Toyo, what we know
Yeah.
is that there was an appeal from Nigeria
Yeah.
received by FIFA.
Yes.
And the normal football procedure is that whenever a decision is taken on that appeal,
Yeah.
all
It
the
must be
parties will be
communicated.
notified. It must be communicated.
Yeah.
So that's the stage where we are right now. We are all worried that look, we are getting closer, and getting closer,
And nothing
and it
has been
doesn't look
communicated.
like any notification is coming, any communication is coming. But let's wait because there must be an official response to that appeal.
Yeah.
And when that response comes, there is a window of
Appeal to CAS.
and yes, so the football procedures are there. So let's still wait
And be patient.
for an official communication.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So there's a question I would like to ask, and it is about the politics of football in Africa and in the world. I remember growing up as a boy in Lagos, Nigeria, for Matawe concern Cameroon. Once we don't look, say, he's a Hayatu. Our fear now say he go always favor them. Let's look at Nigeria's influence and standing on the global scale of things in football. Do you think that we still have, do you think we are respected when it comes to administration now? Or if they say, okay, maybe big men consider for table now, Nigeria go get seat for that kind of place?
Our influence at the highest level of football. Now, one thing I'll talk about it now.
Okay,
This appeal matter is another thing.
okay.
Because the judicial bodies of FIFA are independent. They are independent. They don't know whether you get influence or you don't get influence. You get person or you don't get person. Particularly when you have very good lawyers, international lawyers, arbitrators. They will look at the merit of your case in making a judgment.
Yeah.
So that one, you don't need any.
Influence.
They can even rule against FIFA itself.
Yeah.
So that one, you don't need any strong person.
Yeah.
It is on the merits of what you are
The case.
presenting that the decision will be made.
Yeah.
That's for the ineligible player stuff.
Yeah.
So that one did there. For football politics, where your influence matters, You know, at FIFA, there are a lot of developmental projects, a lot of things that go in and out of FIFA every day. Where our influence can play a role is when there is a plan for developmental funds to be channeled to regions. You can use your weight and say, Africa needs this more.
Okay.
Africa needs this more. And then when they say, okay, that's true. Africa needs a lot of help in terms of infrastructure and development. So let's push some funds
Towards
to
Africa.
Now they our influence there. Say
Nigeria.
CAF. This one. Let us look at the countries that can do this. Then you can now put mouth, say, let this come to Nigeria, let this come to Nigeria.
Okay.
Let this project come to Nigeria. All those, you have heard of FIFA Forward projects, you've heard of
developmental
developmental all those kind of things. Now there.
All right.
Your influence.
That's why your influence.
All right. So
let's let me just take on the FIFA issues. Just like he said, as far as we know, there has been no official communication from FIFA to whether the NFF or the Congolese Federation, right? And one thing FIFA cannot do is just to keep quiet and move on. You can't do that.
No, they can't.
They can't do that. They can't keep quiet and just move on as if nothing happened.
It will be an abuse of football.
Exactly.
Procedure.
It will be an abuse. And then there is a provision in the FIFA eligibility rules that gave the NFF a platform to appeal. FIFA clearly distinguished between holding a nationality and being eligible to obtain a nationality.
Okay.
And FIFA clearly stated that the fact that you are eligible to obtain a nationality doesn't make you eligible to represent that nation. You can only be eligible to represent that nation if you are a confirmed national of that nation. And for you to be a confirmed national of that nation, there are preconditions that should have been met. And until you meet those preconditions, you cannot be deemed to say you're holding the nationality of that country. And they go on to state categorically in that provision that if the precondition for you to be considered a national of this state is it requires that you abandon the nationality of another state, that until you have so abandoned, you cannot be. And until you have done that, you are not eligible to represent that country. It is all in black and white or blue and white as the case may be in this document. So they cannot afford. I've been hearing several stories. Oh, the what of FIFA is from Congo. This one of this is from Congo. FIFA has the general secretary.
Or the former general secretary of CAF.
Exactly. It's on Congo. You understand? So I've been hearing all of this story that they are pulling their weight. That's where the whole influence thing is coming on. That everybody is pulling their weight behind the scene. You understand? Let everybody do what they have to do. One thing FIFA cannot afford to do, just like we said, it will be an abuse of process for them to just keep quiet and treat it like it's inconsequential. Even when the case lacks merit, the court will come and say this case lacks merit.
And they will quote the appropriate sections
exactly
to back up
whatever they are saying. And before they throw it away. I've been hearing people talk about, there was a moratorium in 2007 in Congo. See, in recent times, you see this matter, it has made me read as if I was reading for an exam in recent times. That is why I talk the way I talk, right? FIFA can come up and bring something else that I have not probably been privileged to have access to and use it to counter and say, because of this one can fly. Because of this cannot fly. And then I'll look at it and say, okay, if this is superior knowledge, I will accept it. But for people to just come and bully people and say, the NFF is shameful, is shameful. What? No, bro. If I have football is not only played on the field. I mean, Aaron Mokoena, South Africa lost 3 points and 3 goals. Because of rules governing the game. You understand? Malaysia was hit heavily by FIFA because of rules governing the game. We've seen teams replaced in tournaments because of rules governing the game. So if there are rules, the rules should be followed to the letter.
Yes.
And FIFA has the duty to come out and tell us that, because of this, your petition does not hold water. Not listening to one roadside journalist and all of that. That what's it called? Fixtures. has been there. That playoff fixtures has been there.
Since the World Cup players were concluded.
It's been there. They just brought it out now. You understand? So whatever the case is, like I said, the default setting is that we have moved on, right? But we're still expecting, just like you said, we're clinging onto that window. If it opens, we will gladly enter. And to all of you that say it is a shame, it will be shame on you instead.
Never abuse anybody.
I don't abuse anybody.
You know like that. If the window, okay.
And finally, I think I need NFF to be also proactive. Before this protest or before the case itself, before the new year, it was there were reports that it was Cameroon who filed this report first.
Cameroon actually raised the issue.
They were the one who raised raised the issue first, raised the concern first that this actually happened. FIFA should look into it before Nigeria also followed.
No. Our own response came immediately after
the game.
Okay.
Immediately after the game.
You know. I mean, with the benefit of information from some of my people in the system.
Yeah.
Congo. I'm not without prejudice of what FIFA would do.
Yeah.
There were some changes that came with speed.
Yeah.
Abnormal speed.
Last minute.
At the last minute.
Yeah.
And that's what, when things they move at the last minute, particularly when we are getting close to election, when there are movements, you track, it's like, you are able to track I'm seeing abnormal movement here. Let me track what's going on.
Yeah.
And more often than not, when you track around that side, you get something.
Yeah.
A feeler, a pointer that something is happening.
Yeah.
You see, there were some movements. Some of these players were, before a player comes for international football, 2 weeks to that game, you have written to the clubs, you gain the permission of the player, and the players are released to you. And then a day to a game, the international clearance of some of those players is now coming. Meanwhile, 2 weeks before, there was something that was used to write to these clubs to get the players released. And international clearance is now coming a day before the game. So there were some movements that look like, what did
suspicious.
What did you use to get
enhance all of these things?
So the NFF in their wisdom, well, we pray it turns out positive for us. They say, instead of narrowing it down to one player, let's
open up the brackets.
Let's draw
widen the net.
6 of the people who made that move. Some of them, it was on the day of the Nigerian match that their clearance was coming. That guy that came as a sub in that game and scored his penalty, one young boy. From, I think, Belgium or France, one of those young boys. So NFF said, let's not narrow one for escape.
Let's widen the net.
Not widen the net.
Just draw like 6.
You go catch one person.
This one escape, this one, you go hold this one. So I'm just giving you the little information I have. So we wait and see.
All right.
If at the end of the day, even if it's one, is enough.
It's enough,
to turn around the result. So you never can say. You may be lucky that we are able to hold that one well. So that's the thing that the NFF is relying on.
All right.
But as Sawadinho said, FIFA must make a pronouncement. And they must give us the reason why that pronouncement is made and give us the merits and the demerits of whatever they decide. So let's keep our fingers crossed.
And Nigerians are really eager because we're just seeing fake FIFA reports
everywhere.
But you saw our players also saying, guys, stay alert. Because we will never even begin to prepare, say we want to play. Now friendly, it was a friendly game that were announced. And even that friendly now, with all these things happening in that region, we are not sure anybody will want to risk going into that play. They play match.
Bomb, airstrikes and all of that. I mean, talking about the friendlies, before the last international window, before the playoffs,
we were supposed to play in the US.
In the US as well.
So when the decision comes, it preempts
everything.
Every other thing. So let's
all right. So final question for you. Was missing the World Cup, this World Cup now, was missing the World Cup a failure on the pitch, the boardroom, or both?
It's a combination of everything. No? It's a combination of everything. Let me tell you the little story. I hope we have the time for it.
No problem.
2018.
We do.
2018. We didn't go. We went for 2014. But we didn't. We were African champions in 2013.
Yes.
But we didn't qualify
for 2 Nations Cup back to back.
After being African champions in 2013.
2015 and 17.
2015, we didn't go for 2017. So when we wanted to employ a coach, they gave the coach the condition that qualifying for the World Cup. And the coach now said, you people did not qualify for 2 Nations
AFCON.
Cup.
Yeah.
And one of the 2 Nations Cups, the top 2 teams will qualify. That means you didn't even finish in the top 2. You are now making it a condition that to qualify for the World Cup. You don't know what you want.
Yeah.
What you should be concerned about is building a team that will, in another 2 or 3 or 4 years, now be strong enough. So the man said, you are not ready for this business.
Yeah.
The guy is Paul Le Guen.
Yeah, Paul Le Guen, yeah.
So
He left.
In came Genotro. And he said, okay, I'll take the challenge. And he decided to, build a team of young players, brought them together, Kelechi Iheanacho, all those young
Alex
boys.
Iwobi and the rest.
And beyond expectation, beyond this thing, we qualified for that World Cup that in the group that had Cameroon, Algeria,
All
Zambia.
former champions.
The best position that people anticipated for us in that group was third.
Yeah.
And we played that game. We were beating teams home and away, qualified with a
games
game.
to spare.
We even lose 3 points, 3 goals.
And still qualified.
In that group. How did he do it? Planning, opposition scouting, taking every game seriously. Can you compare that one to what we did with this campaign?
No.
Lesotho at home.
Yeah. Zimbabwe
at home, draw.
Yeah.
Rwanda away. Okay, we beat
Okay,
Rwanda
beat them home and
away.
away, yes. South Africa, draw home and away.
It was
Benin
when
Republic
we
lose away.
Benin Republic, first time where they beat Nigeria.
Yeah.
in
We
the World
lost
Cup
away.
qualifier.
Yeah.
So it was, and yes, we can say the NFF should have done better.
Yeah.
But the responsibility is also on those on the pitch.
Yeah.
Look at this Congo game that we're talking about that we missed out of the World Cup qualifying.
Yeah.
Look at the Eagles that played that game. That game, that day I was watching that game. I was watching and waiting for Congo to score second goal in that game. Because they were playing that game in our half all through.
Outfield.
Yeah.
Nwabali was saving
Bassi.
They were saving, playing the games of their life in that World Cup playoffs before we lost on penalties.
Yeah.
If we had beaten Congo on penalties on that day, it would have been injustice.
Yeah.
But now look at the same Eagles.
And
Look
the
at the
Nations
same
Cup.
boys, oh.
Yeah.
If they catch Congo for that
Nations Cup.
no way we're going to go chop like 3 or 4 like Algeria.
Yeah.
So it tells us something about attitude.
Yeah.
That before the World Cup playoff, was it not 1 day or 2 days before the game against Gabon that we went on strike?
Yeah.
And that impacted on the team.
Yeah.
Because the energy you're supposed to conserve and use
And rest your mind.
was dissipated doing something else. So it was a game. Look at the Eagles that we saw at the AFCON. Everybody that I've seen, 90% of the Nigerians I've seen, we didn't win the AFCON.
Yeah.
Are saying, where did they keep?
These boys.
In fact, some commentators were saying, Sawadinho's brothers were saying, is it the same Nigeria that play World Cup qualifiers? Or is it a different one? The same boys.
Yeah.
But different attitude. So that is why I said, not be one person carry the blame. Players share inside. Because they're the ones going to the World Cup.
Yes.
Do you know that for every international competition that we go to, 30% of what we earn from those competitions will go to players. 30% of what you earn will go to players.
This is excluding their match bonuses and
Excluding
everything.
match bonuses and allowances.
Yeah.
Unless the National Sports Commission works out a different arrangement. But that's the arrangement that I
Whatever
made.
you earn
Standard.
from the World Cup.
Whatever you earn, 30% of it goes to the players. 2018 it happened.
Yeah.
30% of it will go to the players.
And of course, the earnings are different depending on how far you progress.
If you qualify for the World Cup, that's $10,000.
Yes.
If you move beyond the group,
The group stage.
maybe increases to 16,000.
Yeah.
By the time you get to another level, 30,000. By the time you get to by the time you are winning it, you are getting unbelievable amount of money, and 30% of it. So the players are the biggest beneficiaries of Nigeria qualifying for the
Yes.
Yeah.
The federation, the second highest beneficiary, because FIFA gives you
Of course.
money and then you take the remaining percentage.
Yeah.
So
And ranking.
the two of them are the biggest beneficiaries now.
Yeah.
So they should share the biggest part of the blame.
Blame. Yeah.
We where they shout now, they do podcasts, they shout, they support the team. Unless we are blessed by any player we are close to, or any
Organization.
you they shout.
Or
Oh,
brands.
all this your voice. Let me give you other material where they shout every time. Toyo where they analyze. like I give honey to the drink. That's the only benefit we get from it. The major part of it is for players and the federation. So they are the ones that would share the blame.
Okay, interesting. Let's talk about African football and women's football. Because it appears like when we speak of progress, taking 10 steps forward, be like say this particular event now is taking us like 200 steps backwards. Now,
The WAFCON.
yes, the WAFCON. What exactly is the problem? Toyo baby, what a man can do, a woman can do better. But if I say this one, it don't come past women power. What's going on?
It was disappointing to hear that 12 days to go, you're sending out a message that you'll be postponing the WAFCON from March. It was supposed to be March 18th.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be July to August. Yeah. First and foremost, in February, before now, we've been seeing some reports, hearing few things that are not pleasant. Some few threats, like Morocco would not want to, host the World Cup because they feel they've been stretched thin. The AFCON, they were there. The CAF Champions League and Confederations Cup, it's them. Their tournaments, the Botola League, they just feel...
And they've hosted the WAFCON 2 times in a row now.
Yeah,
this is the third time.
They just feel like they've really stretched them. Are we the only ones? Just let somebody else and of course, the disappointment of the AFCON too played a part in them being a bit bitter. In February, I think as deputy to... or rather the minister of sports, the deputy minister of sports, that's Peace in South Africa, that's Peace Mabe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name properly, but at an event, she mentioned something talking about how she's been hearing all these things and she feels like if Morocco are not willing to, host this WAFCON, South Africa are well, equipped to do the same thing. We'll be able to host it. Besides, she was even listing so many things that South Africa has hosted, from World Cup to African tournaments, that we're capable. We have stadiums. We'll just probably upgrade a few and make sure we're ready for the AFCON. Fast forward a few weeks later, their sports minister, that's Gaten Mackenzie, went ahead to also reiterate the same thing, saying that because it has been a constant, song that is not pleasant to the ear, and they're like, okay, if Morocco are not interested, we are ready to, even though it's a close or tight schedule, we would make it work, we'll make it happen. Now, what is the repercussion of postponing all of these things now? You have teams or players who have taken permission, they've traveled, they've booked camps, they've booked flights, they've booked hotels. All of these things have to be cancelled because it's not going to hold anymore. What is CAF doing when it comes to proper communication? You cannot tell me you are not aware for a while now that things are not going so smoothly. You are not on. You're unsure. Logistics is not going as it should be. You've been seeing all of these things. It should tell you that okay, we're uncertain. The best thing we can do is postpone. Now you're not just postponing alone. We are going outside of FIFA's international window. You're moving from March to the summer, where the league will start for the women. Their league will start. So for a new signing, they sign you newly now. You now tell them that I'll have to leave for the AFCON. No, I'm sorry. Knowing fully well that you have to integrate yourself into the team, you also have to hold your spot for a newcomer. So all of these things, and yes, maybe the advantage of this is better preparation. You have more time. I'm just saying, maybe if you look at it from the from the bright side, or you have better preparation now, you have more time to do so, you have more time to gather yourself together. But they've lost the essence of it, the preparation, the anticipation of the WAFCON, even bringing it down to journalists, fans that have been anticipating this. Some people have even booked their flight for Morocco for March. Some people are already gearing up for the WAFCON. And now you have to do all of this all over again. I think it's really sad, and I feel like CAF themselves also don't rate the female aspect of this game. More respect should be given to the women. More value should be given to them.
That is where I want to come in. I mean, I hear you on all of the points that have been raised, but when it comes to the point of the women's game is not respected, that is where I disagree.
It is not.
Wait first, let me
was not done.
Let me
because the reason why I said so, is because I feel this would not happen for the men. They would find a way to make sure it still goes up.
That's exactly what I'm saying. The African Cup of Nations, the men, has been postponed twice in recent years. Wait, let me land. Right? It has been postponed twice. The last 2 editions were postponed. This one that was just played in December was postponed. Why? Because of the FIFA Club World Cup.
But there are
Yes.
But there are two different reasons.
Wait. Now let me tell you. So let's land. We're talking one thing: postponement,
Yes,
right?
yes.
I mean, I saw Ashley Plumpton's video, and I'm like, no, girl, the men's AFCON has been postponed in recent times twice.
But Sawa, to be fair, in this manner.
Wait now, listen now.
In this manner.
Let's put it in perspective why this tournament was postponed.
Okay.
Right? The only thing I have against the postponement of this tournament is that it happened very close to the
In this
tournament.
manner, yes.
See, and the reason why it happened this close to the tournament is Morocco and Morocco alone, not CAF.
But didn't they anticipate?
They
Didn't
did
they
not
see it coming?
anticipate. This whole thing started after the AFCON final.
No, but you had two people saying,
See.
if these guys are not willing to.
Wait now, I get you. But this whole thing started after the AFCON final.
Yes.
The anger of Morocco,
Yes.
the disappointment of Morocco, the whole shameful debacle in that final was what led us to this situation.
Yes.
The AFCON final was in February. This tournament was to happen in March. We're still talking about 1 month here. And that's why we had all this back and forth. But if it's about postponement, FIFA
No, was
and
the AFCON
CAF
final in February?
Was in
Yes, it was,
No,
okay,
it was in
January,
January,
rather,
yes,
sorry.
yes.
January, 2 months.
Yes.
Short window.
Yes.
Short window, right?
Yes, yes.
So, if we're talking about postponement, this AFCON that was played in December, January, was supposed to be played in June, July.
Okay. But the
But
Club
there's no
World
short-
Cup.
there's no short window.
Wait,
They
I get
calendar
it.
now.
I get
There's
it.
been
You
calendar.
understand?
The AFCON calendar is there.
I get, see, the AFCON calendar is there as well. Remember, AFCON has been battling, CAF has been battling on how to fix the AFCON in a way that it doesn't affect, our players and their release, this whole club country row all the time. So that's why they are trying to play it in June, July. The problem has always been peak rainy season in Africa and all of that. In the northern Africa and some other parts, that period is not peak rainy season in the northern parts. That's why we played the Egypt 2019 tournament in June, July. You understand? And that's why we're going to play this Morocco in June, July. But they postponed it. What's my point? Even the men's tournament gets postponed when some other factors arise. Now, this women's tournament is just the period between January and March is too close, and CAF's communication came in too late. So let us not make it a gender thing that it is lack of respect. If anything, this present administration under Motsepe has been trying very hard to even make the women's game very, very attractive and valuable.
To give a balance to it,
Yeah.
That point is your point you give is a very good point.
Yeah.
But you also have to understand that the women's AFCON was not postponed. Was not just postponed. Though. There was one that was cancelled outright.
Yeah.
Cancelled outright.
That was the COVID AFCON that was cancelled.
No, after the
COVID AFCON.
after they didn't get the country to host it, so it was cancelled outright.
Outright, exactly.
Which cannot happen for the men. But that's just on one side.
Yeah.
Another issue is that some teams already got to Morocco and were playing build-up games before the
announcement
came. CAF, Motsepe has been doing a lot for the women's game.
Yeah.
The money for the women's Champions League
has increased.
has increased.
Yeah, in fact,
and all of it.
even the
But,
teams, we have 16 teams
definitely. But they should do a lot
now. More
more
better, yeah.
for the women. They should do. The women are very special. They are not. They are very emotional. They are not like men.
It's not even a good look.
Yeah, the
It's not
communication
a
came in very late,
it
which I
was-
fault them. But I just
very,
wanted to
very late.
hamper on the fact
Very
that
late.
postponement happens both for the men and the women.
No, but not in this manner.
The communication came in very late.
But this manner,
Yeah, I get
okay,
it.
the Moroccans were angry. Can you say, please, by the end of January, if you are not hosting this competition, let us
Let
know.
us know.
And
Exactly.
you are romancing it
I get
till
it.
March.
You know what caused the bigger part of the problem? The CAF president had a press conference after the AFCON.
Yeah.
And he was still talking so confidently
Yeah.
and assuring everybody
Yeah.
that the AFCON is going on. Guys, don't worry, the
Yeah.
AFCON is going on
Yeah.
at the right time. Meanwhile, inside we know say
There was something.
Fire on the mountain.
Fire day.
All right, interesting. Let's talk about something that is looking like it's brewing. We saw a 19-point agenda.
Yes.
Yes, Eric Shell, 19-point agenda. And some people looked at the items on the agenda and they are embarrassed. Why should the manager of a country that loves football like Nigeria be demanding for some of these things? They are supposed to be a giving.
Like light.
Like power. They are supposed to be a giving, like having tactical board. Even Ruben Amorim had his own where he was picking beans.
I have my own in my ass.
He was picking beans against Grimsby, and our manager is saying internet. So let's look at your initial reaction to that 19-point agenda.
You know, it is the prerogative of the coach to make that kind of proposition.
Yeah.
Anybody can. If you say, look, I do proposition to be coming to Bet Nigeria
podcast.
I feel they write every kind of thing. I'll say, provide me helicopter, provide me this.
Yeah.
Now the producer and the management of the podcast will now say, please, this your request is not reasonable.
Yes.
Please, work with what we have. We can't do this. We can't say, okay, we'll provide hotel room for you or anything. No.
Yeah.
So I can make anybody can sit down. Maybe the coach says, say, no, how the thing to enter media. That is surprised how the thing. So anybody, and he's working with the new management. So maybe that new management in a bid to, you know, show that, look,
we are working
and we can really, you know,
boost your profile,
have your back and do a lot for you.
Yeah.
Came up with all of those things. But those things are the things he's been working with before and has been enjoying.
Yeah.
But has he really been enjoying it?
He was the one, yes.
No interference in selection.
You know, he has never come out to say they interfered in his work. He has always said that he's the one responsible for
his team.
But it made it to his list now.
But he said he has not come out. That's the thing about official communication. He has not come out to say.
He has come out to say, I'm the man in charge of
my team.
Okay.
So
that list, now mistake he entered the list.
No, now he talk and say now in team, now they responsible. Whether another person go use a pencil
to change that
something, I'm not aware. But he has come out to say nobody is interfering in his work. And the man, let me tell you the truth. I mean, he's enjoying his work. He's enjoying his work in Nigeria. The players love him. The Nigeria Football Federation are enjoying their work with him. The National Sports Commission are enjoying the work with him. When they wanted to get him accommodation in Abuja, he was the one that requested for a house, 2 or 3 bedroom, that he will be staying there with his assistants. So that they can walk all through the night sometimes when they are planning for games. The man is, and another thing, he goes around, watches league matches, is enjoying himself.
Yeah.
But because there's a new management who want to show
that we're working,
we have your back, so he will make this proposition to the NFL.
Okay.
They will look at it and say, Mr. Eric Shell, where is your former contract? All of these things that you have listed, have we not been meeting them in your former contract?
Yeah.
What we are going to be doing is that we are just going to enhance a few things, you know, and because we have seen your work, we like what we saw at the AFCON, and it looks like the future is bright. So we'll just give a few upgrades. And
all right,
we are good to go.
Okay, NFF, I beg you.
I bet he should be very careful.
Okay, he should be careful.
Eric Shell should be careful because he's disrespecting the federation. Yes, this is what I mean by that. You cannot be contracted to a federation and you come out in the press and tell us to our face that people are looking for you. Your management is in talks with XYZ, other countries. That's very disrespectful. That is the reason why Julian Lopetegui lost his job a day to the 2018 World Cup. A day. Why? Real Madrid announced that after the World Cup, Julian Lopetegui would be their new manager. And the Spanish Federation felt embarrassed that you can't do this. Under Julian Lopetegui, Spain did not lose a single game. They played 20 matches. They won 16 and drew 4. I mean, they won 14 and drew 6. About that, they did not lose a single game under Julian Lopetegui. But they sacked him a day to the World Cup. 2 days to Spain's first game at the World Cup. Why? Because Real Madrid announced that he will be their manager after the World Cup. But here we have a manager that is still contracted to the federation for 1 more year, coming to the press to say his agents are in talks with other people. That's disrespectful. When you say it as it is, people will say, oh, you're this. But that is very disrespectful. Even players that know that they are moving to a new club still would not say it as long as they have a contract running. And you have a contract running that you're obligated to, you're bound by, whether they decide not to look at your proposition and they say, okay, you know what, you run with your terms for 1 more year. You owe Nigeria that. The current terms, 1 more year, you run with it. You're coming to tell us that you're speaking with other countries or other clubs. Come on now. That's disrespectful. So he needs to manage it. He needs to watch it. Just like he said, it seems everybody loves him. The NFF loves him. The NSC loves him. The fans already love him. Fans are running around with the narrative, oh, beautiful football. We play the best football. We play at the AFCON. Really? And now the man is, basking on that. We downgraded from second to third. And now you're feeling like King Kong. And you're insulting the entire federation. And nobody's looking at it from that angle. Julen Lopetegui was sacked a day to the World Cup. 2 days to Spain's first game.
I think all the parties should stick to their side of the agreement. Because to be fair, you have the manager saying his salary should be paid before yeah. So that, we might decide we might decide we don't want to talk about certain things.
Yeah.
But understanding, yes, and it's really very sad. It's really very sad.
Exactly.
So I would like to ask you this question. We have discussed this, and I know Sawa's position. I know Toyo Baby's position. Do you think that Coach Eric Schell should be allowed to carry on?
Yes.
It's not the time to rethink this project.
No, let him carry on. Let me tell you why. One of the reasons why we are, President Oshiba, you wanted to say where we are. You remember that?
Yeah, where we are. Okay.
The reason why we did where we did now.
Yes.
Is one of the reasons frequent changing of coaches. Yeah. You know how many coaches handled our World Cup qualification? 3. We started with
Pesero.
You do 2.
Went
2
to
points.
Finidi, Judge.
Finidi.
Yeah.
Then we ended with
Shell.
Yeah.
And everybody believes
and
that
in between there was an Eguavon. Even though he didn't handle it,
and everybody believes that if the way Shell ended the last round of games, if we had started at that rate, with that momentum, if we don't qualify for World Cup,
with 2 games to spare.
2 games to spare. So frequent changing of coaches is also a problem. We have 2 AFCONs between now
and 2018.
2030 World Cup. 2 AFCONs.
Yeah.
So if we change a coach now, before the new person comes, and the window is so choked that before the new person comes, before you understand how he wants to play, we are in one AFCON.
True. Yeah.
If he now perform poorly in that AFCON, they will say sack that one.
Yeah.
You sack that one, less than 1 year, another AFCON. You go to that AFCON again and do bribri. You sack that one. And then 2030 is in danger.
Yeah.
We now start saying, what's happening again? But this one that looks like he has a grasp of what he wants to do. And we are not saying that what he achieved is the best ever. We have a local coach who has won the AFCON.
Yes.
But we can see where this guy is going with his work. So the next AFCON is next year.
Yeah.
Do the work. We'll still judge you. Sawadinho said something that you did well in one AFCON. It's not a guarantee that you do well in the next.
True.
Nigerian fans, they can praise you. We are like the people that crucified Jesus.
Yes.
The moment they were shouting,
Hosanna,
Hosanna, Hosanna, in the highest. The next moment, they
Crucify
were the same
him.
people voting for a criminal ahead of him. That crucify him. We don't want him. So, Rick Shell, we are praising you today. If our results do anyhow, blink like NEPA lights, the same fans will come for your head.
Yeah.
So let's allow him to
All right, interesting.
AFCON 2018, and then we'll know what to do.
Sir, it is such great honor to have you here. And I think this is a question that a lot of young media enthusiasts would want us to ask. You have worn so many hats, different hats. We've seen Mr. Oluwatoyin Ibitoye, the journalist, the media officer of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And I would like to ask which, to a considerable degree, shaped your perspective, which role shaped your perspective about the beautiful game of football and why?
That's a tough question. No? As a journalist, of course. Because every other thing that has come on the foundation that I'm a journalist. The ability to do my work across newspaper, radio, and TV. Is what opened up the opportunities to be media officer of the Super Eagles, and then to be SA media to the Minister of Sports under Buhari. So it's first of all being a journalist that gives you the opportunity, gives you that leverage to be able to meet people, know people, and then build on it. So it's being a journalist. It is a fantastic. Once you are able to do your work well, and you are professional in what you do, opportunities will come. Definitely opportunities will come. The Super Eagles media officer job is one of the best jobs in the world because you get a chance to mix with international media, become till today with the players, the media, administrators. Yeah, today we are all the boys that came in when I was Super Eagles media officer. They have become the senior boys in the Eagles now. But we are still close. We are still friends. We still interact. And I was lucky when I was Super Eagles media officer because I worked with the best bunch of boys in terms of discipline and commitment. They never give you any. When you talk about Iwobi, Igalo, these are fantastic gentlemen. Omeru, all of them. Fantastic guys.
Interesting.
So it's lovely.
Interesting. When I don't hear them from Oluwatoyin Ibitoye himself, waiting shape in perspective about the beautiful game of football. We would head out for a quick break. When we return, we'll carry on with the conversation on the Home Talk podcast brought to you by Bet Naija, your home of Bet Boom.
Get explosive odds at random. Introducing Bet Boom. Get massive odds on any sports bet, however you play. Singles, multiples, in play. Zoom. It's time to boom your bet. Available now, only on Bet Naija.
Welcome to Bet Boom! And this is where we share the most impressive Bet Boom slips. Now, tickets that are boomed on Bet Boom, courtesy of Bet Naija, stand the chance to win up to 1 billion naira. Now, how does Bet Boom work? You go on Bet Naija, you stake your games. Bet Naija would reward you by booming your ticket. And what will be the result? Bountiful win! Bountiful win! Bountiful win! Win go they make you they shout boom! 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 No be church or evidence day, and not just the carry talk. I'll give you now. Now, this punter placed a stake of 2,500 naira on 15.85 odds to win 49,000 naira. Bet Naija boom that ticket to 247,712 naira 26 kobo. Yes, Bet Naija will even pay you your kobo. This punter placed a stake of 5,000 naira on 1.45 odds to win how much? 7K. You want to use 5K, pack 7K. Bet Naija say, let me shock you. It's okay. From 7,000 naira, Bet Naija boom that ticket to 362,500. Somebody shout boom. This next punter put a stake of 300 naira on 114.90 odds to win how much? 43,000 naira with 300 naira. Bet Naija boom that ticket from 43,000 to 430,872 naira 59 kobo. Somebody shout boom! Finally, this punter placed a stake of 3,000 naira on 58.56 odds to win how much? 237,000 naira. But Bet Naija boom that ticket to 4,743,556 naira 10 kobo. Bet Naija go pay you reach your kobo. Imagine from 230 something to 4 million. Now only Bet Naija they run now. Somebody shout boom, 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 boom. Now Bet Naija they run now on top of Bet Boom. Welcome back to the Home Talk podcast brought to you by Bet Naija, your home of Bet Boom. This segment is called the Hot Tips segment, where interesting games lined up this weekend. We'll take a look at these games and thereafter we'll put our skin. We'll look at games, and if you go by our previous experience where we boomed, this weekend will also be a good one for us. So this weekend we'll see action between Arsenal and Everton. Arsenal at home against Everton. There is Chelsea at home against Newcastle. And Manchester City will travel to play against West Ham United. Manchester United, Michael carry us they go against Aston Villa. Liverpool at home against Spurs. In the Spanish La Liga, we'll look forward to Ademola Lookman doing bad things to Getafe in that game. There is also Barcelona, Sevilla, and also Real Madrid at home against Elche. In the Italian Serie A, Inter Milan, Atalanta. There's Udinese against Juventus, Napoli, Lecce, and Lazio versus AC Milan. In the German Bundesliga, Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich be like the game when we say go sweet where. And there's also Dortmund against Augsburg. In the French Ligue 1, Marseille take on Auxerre, Le Havre take on Lyon, and finally would have Monaco at home against Brest. Make we enter inside the place where we go put our skin now. Make we now look the game when we say sure odds now. So I'll go through the games and you tell me if we should carry on or maybe just tell us how to stick. You people are champions now and I don't win. So the confidence now, they're very, very high. Let's look at Arsenal Everton. Should we avoid it?
Arsenal straight win.
Arsenal at home. Arsenal straight win against Everton. So are you confident?
That is actually one of the toughest games for Arsenal because Everton are actually very good right now. But I think I'll go with Toyo's prophecy.
They pick their games that they tend to perform.
I mean, you don't know the Everton that can turn up that day, but I mean, I'll go with Toyo's prophecy. From my mouth to God's ears, Arsenal straight win.
All right. West Ham, Manchester City.
City will win. Do you know that there's a record with West Ham against City?
Yeah.
City, I've never lost to West Ham in almost
but the plot twist right now is that game potentially will take West Ham out of the relegation zone. I hope above Tottenham, pending the outcome of Tottenham's game, and that game is in London.
So
I'll go for a West Ham draw.
So let's just settle for goals.
Let's settle for goals, but I doubt City will win.
Goals.
Yeah, let's
okay, so
you doubt City will win because you don't want City to win.
No,
but City will win.
West Ham is fighting relegation.
So over Man City win or draw?
Man City win either half over 1.5. Anyone choose.
Okay, so Man City win either half.
Yeah.
All right, Man City win either half. Then there's Atletico Madrid against Getafe.
Win or draw.
Win or draw for Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, win or draw.
Real Madrid Elche.
Real Madrid straight win. It's not Celta. It's not Getafe.
Okay, and Madrid is at home. Barcelona Sevilla.
Now straight win.
I'll go for goals.
Barcelona win.
Okay.
If it was the Sanchez Pizjuan.
Now, this is the thing. I have this philosophy about pre and post Champions League weeks, right? When it is before a Champions League or after a Champions League. And this one, the Champions League is just a space of 1 week, So the big teams sometimes tend to falter because their attention is divided and it is not a group stage Champions League, it's a knockout Champions League game. So I don't know the big team that will falter, but most likely one big team may falter. So when we're carrying these big teams now, well, let's play it safe.
So Barcelona win either half.
Let's do goals.
Okay, over 2.5.
Over 1.
Over 1.
Over 1, maybe.
Barcelona don't they play 0-1 these days.
That was the way now.
And over 1 for Barcelona, I feel no plenty. Napoli versus Lecce. Napoli at home.
Napoli should win.
Then Leverkusen, Bayern Munich. Over 2.5.
Bayern straight win, but over 2, sha.
Bayern straight win.
I'll go for a Bayern win because Leverkusen have a bigger test in the Champions League against Arsenal.
Bayern win, Hurricane to score.
So let's go for a Bayern win.
All right,
now,
interesting.
Do this ticket.
Now we don't put the code for screen.
We
don't put the code for screen. Just put body. Put body. Definitely. May the odds be in our favor.
Amen.
Welcome to the Prediction Guru segment, where to be crowned a guru, all you need to do is to predict correctly the outcome of 3 games. I have told this story before. I'll tell it again. In the past, I used to give 5 games and tell you to predict the correct scoreline until Bet Naija called me, drew my ear and warned me, husband material, why are you giving them 5 games? I have giveaway, I have freebies, I have merchandise, I have money to give. Just reduce the number from 5 to 3 and let it be correct outcome, not scoreline. So what does this mean? I'll give you 3 games. You will tell me which team would win, which game would end in a draw, and which team would lose. It is that simple. Now take the games. Liverpool versus Tottenham. Inter Milan versus Atalanta. Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich. Liverpool, Tottenham. Inter Milan, Atalanta. Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich. Tell me which team would win, which game would end in a draw, or which team would lose. It's that simple. And you become a guru and win fantastic prizes courtesy of Bet Naija. Thank you so much, Uncle Oluwatoyin Ibitoye. We're so honored to have you And, it is such great joy that people like you with all your experience now get the opportunity to share your own story.
Yeah.
We pray that God will keep you alive and well in sound health of mind and body. And you will continue to inspire as many young media practitioners as possible, especially with respect to, ensuring that when you tell the story from the place of elevating, not destroying.
Yes.
Sawadinho, thank you so much.
He's inspiring me as
Yes.
the incoming media officer of the Super Eagles. He's inspiring me.
Yes. We can't go to shout for coach.
No one coach.
You need to address me well.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Apostle, Doctor,
will tell him.
Ronaldinho,
I'm a man
Sawadinho.
No, tell him
A man
that.
of God.
I'm
this is-
incoming champion.
Yes, incoming champion. Yes,
So
incoming
no, so
champion.
these results they are giving us, they will sack
They
you.
will sack you. They will sack you.
Is that not the truth?
As media officer, you tell the coach that they will sack
I will
you.
not say it in the press now. I'll tell him in the room now.
Now you go even not even sack
If you
yourself.
guys sack is smelling on your body.
It's smelling on your body.
Smelling.
Yeah, baby. Thank you so much.
always, thank
Great
you.
one. Remember to subscribe on YouTube. Share with as many friends as possible. Tell them the Home Talk podcast is essentially where you get all the information. It is sweet now. You don't see them. And now waiting football they about. Good night. Good morning. Good day. Wherever you are around the world.
Boom.
Bye. Boom.